Hi there, Sakshan this side from ACE IPM. In today's video, we are going to do the paper analysis of IPMAT Rohtak, which happened today. And me being a student of IPM at IIM Rohtak of the 2019 to 24 batch is going to give you insights as to how would I compare the paper which was there in the year 2019 to that which happened today. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now first, talking about the pattern itself, there was no sectional timer which came to us as a surprise. We were anticipating that there is going to be a sectional timing, especially because of the fact that in their own admission procedure, they mentioned 40 questions and 40 minutes for each section. So that's why in our mocks also you would have found the sectional timer, but that wasn't the case for this year, but that's totally fine because I personally feel like not having sectional timer is actually a boon to most of the people who are able to manage their time well, because now you can use that the time that you've saved in your verbal section, which does not require so much of time, and then utilize that into perhaps doing the more of LR questions, which are more scoring. But for some people who try to attempt the paper in a sequence, in a given order, and if they are taking like 60 minutes, 80 minutes just on the QA section, that is going to mess up the next two sections, because QA in general is something which requires more time. So as long as you have been cautious about, the time that you had at hand, it wouldn't have been a problem for you. There was also no on-screen calculator, which wasn't the case with IPMAT Indore. There was one. But yeah, that's about it in terms of the pattern. If I talk about the QA analysis, as previously discussed on our channel, it was predominantly arithmetic with questions coming in from, time, speed, distance, time, work, even ages and clocks also. And there was no higher math topic that came into the paper. So it was mostly everything was basic. But even though it was basic, it was not humanly possible for somebody to be doing all the questions just because it was slightly lengthy, right? The paper was definitely doable, but because it being lengthy, people chose to skip some of the questions so as to make sure that they're maximizing their scores in the other two sections, which were the logical reasoning and the verbal sections. Talking about the logical reasoning part, it was very easy and straightforward. At least that's the feedback that we have received. There were data sets, there were questions on deductions, and it is a very high scoring section given that it is easy, it is straightforward, and people are able to attempt more number of questions, thereby increasing the marks that they've gotten in this particular section. If I talk about verbal, I've received a mixed response about the same. People say, some say it was easy, others say it was difficult. So I'd say it was moderate if you just average it out, because it was very vocab heavy, and especially the direct vocab, because contextual vocab only comes in the case of IPMAT Indore. So when the paper was vocab heavy, it is unlikely that you know each and every word. You can obviously use some of the elimination and deduction, but even in that case, given that it was, primarily vocab, in that case, your accuracy will take a hit. So even though people were able to attempt a lot of questions, there were a lot of parajumbles, but they were very easy. They attempted a lot of questions, but I am almost certain that in this case, people, even though the ones who are very confident about their answers and whatever they've marked as at this point in time, they might see a different scenario when the actual result is out, because verbal as a section is something wherein you don't have a definite answer in a sense that in QA, in LR, you can still cross-check things. In VA, it can get subjective at times, which is why here maintaining an accuracy is a hard job. Now, the final question which a lot of people would ask is the expected cutoffs, but sorry, we are against putting out expected cutoffs, because first of all, it may vary. I don't want you to get into that notion. If I say 250 is the ceiling and you think you are going to get a 240, then you are going to get demotivated for no reason. And if I say 250, you are scoring above that, you get happy, but the cutoffs are higher. And then you are now straight up dejected that, I was hoping to get a call, but now that is not the case. But nevertheless, if I were to compare the paper of 2019 with what came today, during my time, the paper was easy. It was doable, and even it was possible for you to be doing all 120 questions in the time that was given. I personally remember attempting 112 and 113 questions. I did not attempt the rest 7 or 8. The reason was not that I was constrained by time. The reason was simple, that I just did not know the concepts used in those questions. They were primarily from geometry, a couple of questions from LR, and 1-2 questions from verbal. So that was the reason why I did not attempt all 120 questions, but still having an attempt rate of 112, 113 is very good compared to what happened this year. Because this year, I usually, in the feedback that I've received, people are attempting questions in the range of like 70s to 90s. So that's the usual range and ballpark figure wherein people who are scoring good have attempted the number of questions. And if I talk about the cutoffs, I'll not give you a definite answer, but to be diplomatic and just to give you a perspective, I would say the paper in terms of difficulty was a notch above what came in the 2019 paper. Also, a lot of people are floating around this past year paper of 2019 supposedly, but it's not the case. It was a sample paper that they uploaded. The paper that actually came in the examination was never put out. So that is not available. But given that I personally gave that exam during my time, I can definitely say from the feedback that I've gathered, the paper during our time was easier, but because it was easier, the cutoffs go up. But at the same time, even though the level of the paper this year was a notch above, the number of applicants also rised manifolds. So in that case, you can expect the cutoffs to be in a similar ballpark range. But what actually happens is something that you will get to know in about a week's time. You can expect the results of IPMAT Rohtak as well as IPMAT Indore to be out within a week. Because if I talk about during my year, in 2019, the IPMAT Indore examination was held on 10th of May. The result came out on 17th. And last year, the examination was held on 7th of September and the result came out on 13th. So usually you can see that, they are putting out results in about 6-7 days of time. And you can expect the same this year also. But nevertheless, you have worked hard, you have worked enough. And now that you have finally given these two main examinations, I think now is the time that you can relax and chill and, make sure that you're relieving all the stress that has been there for the past 2 days. So kudos, good job to you all, and I hope you all ace these examinations. And that being said, thanks for joining in, and I hope you found this video helpful. Soon we'll also be starting with our interview prep series, so you might want to subscribe to the channel for more updates, so that once you are shortlisted, you also have a plan of action as to how to go about giving your interviews and acing them as well. But that's about it. Thanks for listening in, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like, comment down your queries, and also subscribe to the channel for more such updates. That's about it. Thank you, stay safe, and goodbye.